Hi guys. Oh my god. I'm freaking out right now. I'm freaking out so hard. Okay. Deltarune trailer. New Deltarune trailer. It was announced on the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Um, I've already seen it. I watched it live on the Direct. I was in a voice call with some of my friends. Actually, we recorded part of it so you can hear my reaction.
I can't even look at the trailer. I'm not even watching. What is
Yes,
happening?
yes. Record. Oh my god.
I haven't even seen chapter 3.
Oh my god. Chapter 3. Okay. My classmates probably think I'm so weird. I'm just yelling at my phone.
And I don't even know what to say. Like, I've already seen it a few times. I just want to, analyze it. I want to do the lore nerd over analysis where I do the frame by frame thing. I also have some of the other just like new things, like the Deltarune website has some new stuff. There's a new FAQ, the new newsletter. It's a pretty minimal newsletter, and the Steam page has some new stuff. There are also some extra fun things that I want to do at the end. But okay, trailer. This is okay. I'm just gonna get into it, but this is just the fact that this even exists is crazy to me. Okay. So of course it just starts with the the thing that the other Switch trailers started with the Toby like mascot coming up, and at the end, okay. Also, for Deltarune now has a trademark symbol. I'm assuming, unless it had that before, it could have had that before, and I'm just stupid and never noticed, or I forgot. I'm assuming Toby's collapsing because he's so happy to finally have it out. The dog is finally defrosted. So yeah, starts with all the characters start in silhouettes. Okay, so a heartfelt journey of humor and friendship. I don't think that exact line has ever been said, like, on the website or anything before. I feel like I would have remembered if it was. I feel like that's probably a new-ish thing. Also, you see Chris going down to help Susie. I'm assuming this isn't like a cutscene in the game. I'm assuming this is just like representative of what's generally happening in the story and how like Chris helps Susie. Yeah, and they hold hands for a second. That's really cute. Whoa. Videos, I think I accidentally went forward. Then Rouse comes up. Yeah. Undertale's parallel story. That's been said before. Deltarune. Okay, so this shot, I don't think, because I'm going frame by frame, I don't think there are any new Darkners here or anything. I think it's just the Shadow Men, I believe they're called. Here, there's one of them, but we've already known about them being a new Darkner. They were, I think, teased like a year ago, or over a year ago. Might have even been 2 years ago, like sweepstakes era, or even before that. So yeah. Okay, so now we just have some regular like chapter 1 and 2 gameplay, because this is not just a trailer for 3 and 4. It's like the release trailer. I guess it's kind of difficult for me to realize that 1 and 2 have just been the demo. To me, like for all of us in the community, that's been the game. But if, especially like maybe 10 years from now when all the chapters are out, people will see that as just a small part of the game, and the free demo era will be like just a small part of the game's lifespan, which is crazy. Then yeah, we have Susie and Lance are high-fiving. We have Sans. I am assuming like they put a Sans scene in to like, in case there were any Undertale fans that didn't know about chapters 1 and 2 but watched this trailer, so they'll know that Sans is in the game. We got Spamton. I mean, he's very popular. We got another Shadowmen scene. I think, yeah, we saw a version of this. I don't think we saw a video. So this has like a timer. I'm assuming it's like we have to shoot good in the time given, and like to shoot their socks off. Okay, then there's this. This is okay. When I first saw this, I was freaking out. I thought, because it's pink and yellow, I was like, pink and yellow, Spamton friend. And then I saw like these things that look like a cat. I was like, could this be confirmation of Cheshire Cat friend theory and all that? If you don't know what that is, basically, friend is the little face that shows up for half a second and then fades away in Queen's basement when you're going to fight Spamton Neo, and has pink and yellow eyes. And I think there were some other things with pink and yellow eyes in the sweepstakes, I think. So we thought that like maybe friend could be a new character, or maybe friend is what the sprite of the creepy smiley face was called in the files, and I believe it was called device friend, which uses the device naming scheme, which is important. It's usually used for things that are important in the files. So when I first saw this, I thought that it was something like that, but looking at the newsletter, Toby talks about how, well, there are a ton of other things he talks about, but one of the things he talks about is how the Switch 2, there's like a special room that was added for Switch 2. Like, it won't only be in Switch 2, but it was made like because of Switch 2, and it's like a secret or a small room, and he says that we can see it in the trailer. And it's supposed to just be a very small special room with a minigame in it, I think. Made a small special room. Yeah. Sorry for being silent. Okay, yeah. The point is, it doesn't seem like this is actually a crazy lore-relevant thing. It doesn't seem like this is the minigame where you fight Mike, and Mike is friend and has pink and yellow eyes. It seems like this is just a small special room. However, the special room could be something Spamton related. I mean, I'm looking at these. Or it could be something like that's not actually Spamton related, but is like vaguely Spamton themed. Like maybe this could be explaining Spamton's connection to cats, because he has a connection to cats. Because like it looks like these are little balls of string. And like there are these cat timer things at the end. Or not timer things, but like cats that are getting checked off. Although these here, they do almost look like eyes. So I don't know, maybe there is a Cheshire Cat minigame or something. I'm not sure. I don't think this is as lore significant as I first thought when I was watching this. It seems like it's just a little minigame, as Toby says. Okay, then there's this. This is a new minigame. So, okay, first of all, this just looks so cool. It seems like a rhythm game. I guess that's something Undertale Yellow predicted. You got Susie. Actually, I can't really tell what she's wearing. It looks like she's just wearing like black with black gloves and a gold chain, maybe. Playing some Deltarune drums. We've got Chris in like an idol outfit playing like guitar, and we have, okay, wait, is that a mohawk? Is Frause dressed like as like a punk? Is that the idea? Does he have a mohawk? Okay, so this is super cool. I think at first I was confused by what this text could be saying, but someone on Discord said that it probably says Lightner's Live, and that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, this could be a chapter 3. This could be a chapter 3 scene, because I know that chapter 3 has a lot of mini games, or I don't think it was explicitly said, but Toby's implied that when talking about chapter 3's development. And like there'd probably be a lot of opportunities to do that with the the TV world. But also could be chapter 4, maybe, because I don't know, maybe chapter 4 will have something to do with music, because there's like Chris and Azrael sang in the choir, and there's a Deltarune on the drums. That could be significant, maybe. I don't know. Okay. This is a really interesting thing. Okay, well, first of all, just looking here. Up here, we've got what looks like stained glass windows. Oh, sorry. Looks like stained glass windows, and I'm going to assume that this is just based on what it looks like. This looks like the interior of the church, which to me at least, this kind of confirms that chapter 4 is gonna be a church dark world. That just makes sense, and just looking at this animation, it looks like this is when they're first falling into the dark world. Like, it just kind of makes sense. I don't know, like it just looks like that. I mean, it's possible that it could be another... Actually, maybe not. I don't know, I'm not completely sure, but it looks, it looks, like, very churchy. Although, so, like, the glass breaking thing at the bottom, I'm just looking at this, and first of all, Susie's orange. Or I think both of them have, like, a slight orange color grading. Or, like, orange tint. I'm guessing that's because of the light shining in from the windows. Also, I mean, it seems, seems like afternoon lighting coming in through the windows, because it seems like this will take place later in the day. I'm assuming because, like, the night and the morning will probably be taken up by, the Chapter 3 Dark Worlds. So, looking at some more of this, so Susie's, like, throwing Chris up, and they're going onto these, like, little brick thingies, and, okay, looking at this, the way this, like, box thing here, this yellow box is, appearing, I'm guessing there's, like, a mini-game where you're gonna be, like, jumping from, like, little platform to platform, or at least that's what it looks like to me right now. And maybe it's, like, they're about to fall into the dark world, but they're trying to get out, or something like that, and I don't know, that doesn't make that much sense. I don't know, it could be a lot of things. And then, okay, they have a chapter-by-chapter thing here. So in Chapter 1, got King and Queen. Chapter 3... Okay, so this doesn't actually tell us that much, because I think a lot of people saw this and they're like, this is confirmation that Tenna is just a TV head, and, I mean, that could very well be the case. But also, I don't know, this doesn't really show us anything super new, because this is this is just kind of what we saw at the end of Chapter 2. We're just seeing the TV again with a smile. We're not seeing, like, a full design. The other thing is, like, an interesting thing is if you look on the outer edges, these things here, it looks like there's another TV screen. So it's like a TV within a TV. I'm very interested in if that's, like, maybe possibly foreshadowing, like, some of the themes of Chapter 3, maybe about, like, worlds within worlds and stories within stories or things like that. I don't know, maybe that's a stretch. But also, this is a 3D model. That's really cool that we're seeing a 3D model of who I'm assuming is Tenna. And then we got Chapter 4. Okay. Another thing that assures me of the Chapter 4 being the church is these Deltarunes on the, like, little tiles that they're on. And it seems like they're running away from something. Okay, so these things, I'm not completely sure what they are. They kind of just look like little fuzzies. Maybe it's like these are just like maybe these are just like pieces of dust or soot in the church or something. That could be the case. However, they also kind of look like eyes. They also, I mean, they don't really, I don't know. When I first saw them, just the lighting or the shading, I was like, could these be balloons? Maybe? I don't know. That's probably a stretch. I'm not really sure what these are, but they're clearly chasing Susie and Chris. They have the same orange tint as they did before, so yeah. I'm guessing this is like in a similar scene to the first one, where it's like there's light shining on them that's like making them orange, and I don't know, maybe it's like these are all part of one continuous chase scene where it's like when they first get into the dark world, they're trying to get out immediately, or maybe they're being like chased by darkness at first, or I don't know. It could be a lot of things. Okay, this is one of the most interesting bits so far. Okay, so when I first saw this, okay, Deltarune is waiting. That's just so... Okay, so first of all, this looks like some Temmie animation. Just the art style is very Temmie. The way the hair is drawn, everything screams Temmie. But when I first saw this, I just thought, oh, this is just them standing like in front of a dark fountain, getting ready to seal it. But I think there's something bigger. I think there's... I'm looking at this again. Okay, so first starting out, when looking at like the first frame, there's these like big things blocking the way. This doesn't complete, and it's like there's light shining through these big things. It doesn't completely look like just a dark fountain. Okay, and then these like things that were covering the light, like the light is shining through, they get out of the way. This thing here looks like it could maybe be a hand, or maybe even a wing. That's just what I immediately... Like, looking at this, like, these details, looks somewhat like a wing. And then it opens... and then there's also this thing here, which has, like, another tear in it. Could be that these are just, like, ribbons or something. And then, when they fully open up, we see inside, and there's a star. It looks like a save star. Like the Dark World save star. I don't know. This could be something with the angel. Maybe a save star is a boss in the Chapter 4 Dark World. I immediately think of Chapter 4 when I see this, because it's like shining like stars, wings, and all that. I immediately like think of Chapter 4, because that's the church. But it could also be, I don't know. I'm looking in this corner here, and it's like another thing moves out of the way. Could it be that this is like a Titan? That they're seeing a Titan right now? There's a Titan that's like about to... And like there's a save star in the middle. The Titans had save stars like on their heads. I don't know. That could be a big stretch, but it could also be some genius observations on my part. Deltarune. Okay. Available on... I don't think there's anything. Yeah. Available on Nintendo Switch 2 launch day. So first, just talking about the release date. It's coming out June 5th as a Switch 2 release title. I predicted for a while that it would come out in April or May. And, you know, this isn't that far off. It's not like it's coming out in September, which a ton of people thought. Or December, which would be funny. But June is a bit far off, like it's 60 days away, as is shown on the countdown clock on the Deltarune website. So, yeah. I think I assumed that it would come out earlier, because I assumed that it would release, like, as soon as it was finished, or as soon as it was ready. And it doesn't seem like that's the case. It seems like it's finished now, like, just judging by the fact that Toby's stopped doing small little updates, and it seemed like they were getting to the very end of bug testing. I'm assuming it's finished. So I feel like it was kind of reasonable of me to assume that it would come out in April or May. There was nothing pointing to it secretly being partnered with Switch 2 and being a release title. There was no way for me to know that. So moving on to some other things. So this Deltarune website, there's some new stuff here, I think. A lot of this is about the same smooth and expressive pixel animation by Temmie. I'm assuming there will be even more pixel animation by Temmie here. Chapter A system where you can pick up from anywhere. I didn't know that it would be like that. I thought that there was a chance that the you being able to start from Chapter 2 was just a demo thing. But it seems like it's a whole game thing. devilishly hidden, difficult bosses, and only one ending. Yeah, we've seen the only one ending stuff before. I'm interested in how that'll play out. Papyrus know he's busy. I'm also very interested in that. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. The only other thing is this countdown clock here. Yeah. Then there's the updated FAQ. So the price. I think that's a reasonable price, especially considering the further chapters will be free as long as you have it. I mean, nothing. Most of the other stuff here isn't super new information. Yeah. I'll get to the newsletter. I'm not like a lot of this I kind of inferred before. Okay, he's kind of vague about the amount of chapters. He never mentions 7 as the total number of chapters. Some people are speculating this could mean that there's actually 10, or there's a secret 0th chapter or something. I don't know, I kind of doubt it, but I guess that's possible. This is, I think, the same as before. Chapter 5 is in development. Yeah. I'm assuming it'll come out in 2026. That just makes sense. Then this stuff here. I guess, oh wait. The only other thing is how many endings are there? 1. I mean, yeah, that's more like definite than the question mark on the website. Then this closing thing here, I don't think this was here before. It's possible that it was and I just never saw. But yeah, this is a really sweet message. I'm hoping that I believe that Deltarune will find a shape in my heart. I think it kind of already has. It's an implant. It's tattooed the Deltarune symbol onto my heart. I now have a dark heart. Okay, so the newsletter. I kind of talked about some of this stuff here. I mean, like price. Yeah. There's some really fun new spam tin. You know, the soundtrack. I'm probably gonna get the soundtrack. There's wishlisting it on Steam. I have already done that, I think. Yeah, I've already talked about this secret special room. I'm assuming that it's going to be like... I guess he technically he never says what chapter the special room is in. Could be that it's added to chapter 2, and it's an extra thing about Spamton, maybe? I don't know. And then, okay, listen. This, what I'm getting from this, and from, like, this here, is that Toby has, like, wanted to say that the game is, like, finished for a while. Or, like, he's wanted to get it out for a while. He's wanted to tell us that it's partnered with Switch 2 for a while. And he's, like, he's so happy now that it's out. And, like, he can't wait for it to be out. And neither can I. I'm 2 months. It's gonna be a while, but, you know, I'm gonna keep up the hype. Okay, next. On the Steam page, we have some new stuff. So, okay, first, this is kind of massive. Jockington grows the beard. Like, we have Jockington. Okay, so the fact that Jockington is seen in a dark world seems to lightly imply, maybe, that he'll be in Chapter 4. I mean, he can't be in Chapter 3. I don't see how that could happen, unless he's gonna break into Chris's house. If him being in Chapter 4 would make sense. Like, maybe, like, he goes into the church. Because I think, there's, like, some kind of church gathering on the day of Chapter 4. Or, like, the day that Chapter 3 and 4 will both happen. Because I'm assuming they're happening the same day. I remember Rudy said he wanted to go to the church tomorrow. And he said that during Chapter 2. So maybe it's, like, a big gathering and other people are going. Like, Jockington. I've heard people suggest that Caddy could be there, too. I don't see why it would be just Jockington and not Caddy. Caddy has far more interesting potential than Jockington. Like, she had all the occult stuff with Chris, and, like, is interested in Noelle, maybe. I don't know. I could see that being really interesting. We have this new Darkner here. Or I'm assuming they're a Darkner. I heard some people suggest that this is like Alvin in disguise. I kind of doubt that, but the posture is very similar. This new Darkner has very priestly posture and aura. Also, so I don't know immediately looking at it what kind of Darkner this could be or what object it could be from. But yeah, I'm really interested in seeing what new Darkners show up. I'm sorry, I'm kind of tripping over my words. I'm so excited. Other thing. Okay, this, just looking at this, like, the texture of Jockington, that looks kind of like the depth sprite, or the depth animation. If you don't know, that's what's used in the background of the chapter 1, like the very beginning when Gaster's talking to you, and also in the Dark Fountains. It's called image depth. And people, like, could this be like Jockington has absorbed the Dark Fountain or something? It could just be that this is a joke, but it also could be slightly lore relevant. I don't know. Next thing. You have these new enemies. They have, like... Okay, just looking at them, they look like bells. And people have said maybe they're, like, from Chapter 4. Maybe the church has bells in it, and you're finding the bells. I don't know. I could see that being the case. I don't know what in Chris's house looks like this, or could turn into this. These feel like more churchy. And also the amount of health. This feels like more health than they had at the end of Chapter 2. So, I'm assuming this is Chapter 4. And they have diamonds. This guy has diamonds for their eyes. I'm assuming those are eyes. Or like eye-like things. So maybe there will be more like diamond, like maybe it's a motif in Chapter 4. I could see that being the case. I believe that's it. We have more Shadowmen things here. And here, oh yeah, we have lyrics here. Those might have been in the trailer. No, they weren't. Okay, yeah, which shall guide you the way? And then we have a popularity thing up here. I believe that was blocked by, Actually, no, it wasn't. I just didn't pay attention. So I'm assuming, like, your goal in here is to get popularity with the crowd. And the lyrics here. Maybe it's like... Oh yeah, Rousey's singing. So could it possibly be that we hear, like, actual voice lines from Rousey? Could that be possible? I don't know. It's possible that it'll just be like some synth with lyrics at the bottom, which will like say what he is singing, even though it's not like words. But it's also possible that he'll, sing. Like all the secret bosses have had some kind of, and Task Manager, I guess, have had some kind of speech. So, and there's the theory that Rousey is like a failed secret boss, like Gaster gave him the same secret that the secret bosses got. So I don't know. Maybe this is Rousey singing like with actual words. It's possible. Next thing, this is just a fun thing. So I made 2 bingo sheets. This first one, I made like a month after Chapter 2 came out, I think, or it might have been 2 months. The point is, it was in 2021, I think. And these are my really old predictions for, like, chapters, what at the time seemed like 3 to 4. We weren't told that it would just be... Oh, no, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I thought that it would be 3 to 5, because he's reduced the scope from 3 to 5 for the next update to 3 to 4. So yeah, I have a lot of interesting ones here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I just thought it would be funny to show this. It's really low quality. I don't have a good picture of it, but some of these have just immediately, like, they're not going to be the case. Like, it takes 5 years to come out. That doesn't happen. And, where's the other one? It takes under 3 years to come out. That hasn't happened. There's some other, just, like, very dated ones. that I don't think like will happen, but there are also some other interesting ones. So yeah, next we have the one that I made I think like a few weeks ago. And this has much more like predictions that I believe more in now, or at least that are things that I've heard now. Like of course we have Church Dark World. I feel like this has been basically confirmed. I mean, I have Miss Boom appearance here. It's possible that with the church, you know, Alvin being maybe an important character to the church, that Miss Boom will show up. It's possible that she works at the church. She doesn't work at the library like a ton of people thought, because like we don't see her there after Birdley goes to get to his shift. So she could work at the church, like with Alvin. That could be really interesting. I'm interested in how Alvin will like continue as a character, because the Church Dark World, he's gonna be super important because he's like the priest. So yeah. I don't know. I think I'm pretty much finished. Oh yeah, Pluie. Okay, wait, I forgot about Pluie. He says Pluie. I don't remember where, but somewhere here he said. Oh yeah. Everyone gets Pluie for free. This doesn't really give me any information on what Pluie could be. I still think Pluie is probably like either an inside joke or a tiny NPC like Newbert, or maybe just like some coding thing like a variable or something. I don't know. That's possible. Deltarune, June 5th. Wait, give me a sec. It's coming out in this amount of time. I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited. I can't even like describe how excited I am. Oh my god. I'm gonna be losing my mind. Oh wait. I just realized, are these things that I'm looking at here, are these new? Were these on the Deltarune website before? Like these like pillars? Is there any relevance to that? Am I massively overthinking this? Wait, is there okay, well, this looks like pixel art. I don't know, this doesn't look like anything we've seen before. Am I overthinking this? I don't see a Deltarune sign on here. Actually, no, I do. These are Deltarunes. Okay, so yeah, this is this is actually like original art for the website. It's possible that I just never noticed it before. I'm overanalyzing stuff here, but normally I'm not actually that observant, I'd say. It's possible that these are like a new church thing. They have very churchy like design style, but it's also possible that they're like just a cool Deltarune thing. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, this was a super rambly analysis, but I hope you enjoyed it. I'm so excited. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna stop it here. Goodbye, guys. I'm so excited. Oh yeah. Actually no. I'm just gonna stop it here. Okay. Bye. Deltarune. Eventually. Deltarune June 5th. Let's go.